This is the next step in the journey. Blazing a trail through the Nevada desert. Arriving on the Strip in Las Vegas. Taking this journey is an elite group of fighters. Modern-day gladiators. New pioneers in the sport of combat. The first to compete in BKB, Big Knockout Boxing. An event that will deliver a series of non-stop fights of intense action and big knockouts, culminating in a main event between Bryan Vera and Gabriel Rosado, a warrior versus a king, in a landmark that recognizes the arrival of the sport. This is the journey to BKB. This is BKB Unfiltered. Last week saw the arrival of BKB in Las Vegas, when a training facility opened to ready a stable of fighters experienced in traditional boxing to fight in BKB. It was all in preparation for the premier event of a new sport. The stresses of camp caused some tempers to flare. Eric Fowler and Javier Garcia had their own argument for a belt.
I'm gonna fucking knock your ass out, that's what I'm gonna do.
This is gonna be a war, man. This is World War III.
Bryan Vera is an inside fighter whose aggressive style of pursuit has earned him the nickname, the Warrior. Electing to stay in his hometown of Austin, he completed his training for Rosado in Texas. Because at the end of the day, Bryan the Warrior Vera is a family man. Today we find the fighter spending quality meal time with friends and family.
One thing everyone needs to know about Bryan Vera, to him, the most important thing to him is his family. And you have to appreciate that in a person. They're not selfish, he thinks about other people, he thinks about who he cares about, and that shows a lot about his character.
Tomorrow, I head to Sugar Land, Texas. I'm excited to get back in camp and get prepared so I can go out there and show everybody in the BKB what I'm about. I mean, when you can't be around girls, you can't be around your family, and you can't mess around, then of course you're gonna get hungry and you're gonna become a dog. So that's the whole point of leaving for camp. A lot of people I see in camp, they're frustrated, they're lonely, they ain't got nobody to talk to. It's tough. But I got more than enough to talk to and bring me up when I'm feeling down or whatever. They always take my little brother with me. He's like my best friend too, So I can get through anything by myself, but it helps to have good support.
A big reason for me turning pro was my brother Bryan. If he can do it, I can do it, so that was my mentality.
He was 12-2 when he stopped fighting because he had a brain injury in the back of his brain, cerebellum. He's still good, he still talks well and everything, but he just can't control his right side of his body like he can to fight.
It's from concussions that he's had that has hurt his brain to where the left side doesn't single to right.
I gotta train myself how to do everything with my left hand. I can't eat now with my right hand, can't brush my teeth.
I hold him a little closer to me right now because I know that he wants to still box, and this kind of helps him stay in the boxing game.
I do believe that I can recover from my injury. Tried all kinds of different remedies and things to try to get better, but I still failed to find the right cure.
We're gonna get it fixed. That's all I know, because I'm not gonna give up. I do worry about the other two having some kind of damage where they're gonna end up like their youngest brother.
He takes it so well, man. He's so strong-hearted, and he doesn't let it affect him on the outside, you know what I mean? So you never can tell that it bothers him. All I do is work harder for him, for both of us, man. So I know that I'm not doing it for myself, I'm doing it for all my brothers, my whole family.
The feeling to go into a fight and win is the best feeling ever. Nobody understands until they get in there in front of thousands of people and perform and come out victorious. I will get better and it will get fixed. It's just a matter of time.
Do the stress increase my hunger? Tell a lie and make a promise.
From North Philadelphia to North Hollywood, Gabriel Rosado is reestablishing himself on the West Coast and has brought with him a support system of his own.
There were certain doors that opened up for me that was a good move for me out here. I told my little sister about it, and she was with it.
He was in LA, and then he came home, and he's like, yo, I got like a opportunity in LA. Do you want to move out to LA? So I was like, yeah, sure. I'm thinking he means like, maybe 2 months, 3 months, maybe when our lease is over. I'm like, yeah, when? He's like, 2 weeks. I'm like, and me, I'm like, all right, let's do it, you know?
Oh man, it's great having my little sister with me because, you know, we're alike in a lot of ways. And, you know, she's very supportive of what I do. And, you know, now that I have my training camp, you know, she makes the breakfast in the morning time and she cooks me a healthy dinner.
My sister's the chef of the camp.
I cook a lot, and then sometimes Billy doesn't eat, and then then Gabi will eat it, and so the food never gets wasted.
It's hard to make weight when Billy ain't eating his food and I gotta eat it. You know, and she just makes it a lot easier for me. You know, if there's things that, you know, I need to take care of, you know, she'll take it off my hands and she'll handle it for me. Allows me to just train and rest and focus. So having her out here is a benefit, and we got each other's back.
When you step in that ring, man, you got to do it for yourself, but at the same time, that motivation that, you know, your family's there and you want to make them proud, that gives you that extra push too, you know what I'm saying?
Like growing up with him, Gabi was like always a fighter, pretty much. So like if it wasn't, like he started doing it professionally, but you know, he was always, you know, fighting with us, fighting with our cousins. We were always, you know, wrestling each other. And so when he said he wanted to become a boxer, you know, obviously he was older, but the fact that he wanted to do something, I think we were all okay with it. My mom, obviously, she was worried, but being his little sister, I kind of thought it was cool. Like, oh, my brother's gonna be a boxer, so.
It was something I really liked to do. It wasn't until like 18 when I really told myself, damn, man, like, I really like boxing, man. I want to do this. And I put posters all over my room, and I would, like, you know, I would idolize these guys. You know, I had Trinidad on my wall, and Tyson, and Holyfield, Oscar De La Hoya, and these guys, right? And then one time, you know, I said, man, I'm gonna be like these dudes one day, man. One day I'm gonna be on TV just like these guys. It's funny because she even knows that, you know, I was like, man, that'd be hot, man, if like boxing would venture off to me doing other things. Like, man, I would like to do. Cause I remember watching movies with Jean-Claude Van Damme when I was a kid, and I fucked my pillow up after that shit. You know what I'm saying? I see some Jean-Claude Van Damme, some Bruce Lee. I got Bruce tatted on my leg. It was a wrap. I was fucking shit up in the crib. I'd fight in my room, like if I was fighting for a title fight, and you know what I mean? I'd do all that. I'd fight in front of the mirror. Then my thing is just to motivate a kid that feels hopeless, that if I could do it, he could do it. And that's really my thing, man. Like, I want to do more because I want people back home to see me and be like, damn, man, he's doing things for himself. If he did it, I could do it. You know what I'm saying? So I just want to be that motivation for people.
For the Veras, boxing is a family business, and continuing that tradition is longtime trainer and family friend, Dave Watson, who is engaged to the fighter's mother.
Well, you know, I had my gym open, and Bryan would come to the gym, his younger brother Gilbert would come to the gym, and the mom would always come watch.
I always used to go watch my sons practice and work out and spar and stuff. He was always with Bryan and with the family, so that's how we met.
I don't know what happened, but we saw each other and there was instant attraction, and then I had a problem.
I think he was kind of scared to tell us because we're all a little bit wild. You know, my brothers are protective of my mother.
My kids were always worried about me being alone because I've been alone for 20-something years.
It just kind of manifested itself into something, and I actually asked them all if I could date their mom.
The day he asked us, he was sweating, he was nervous.
I actually had a desk in between us just in case something happened, I'd have some cover.
He had the balls, man. He had the sack to do it, and we respect him for that. He took a big sigh, big breath after we told him it was good. And we said, yeah, of course, man, just take care of her. You can tell he loves her with everything.
She's a great lady. I'm very happy with her. Bryan has actually told me in the past that he really appreciates me being good to his mom, and he has even mentioned that he's seen her smile a lot, and he never used to see that.
They're happy to see me happy, so that's why I'm always smiling.
So that in itself is the best compliment I could get from a son of the woman I'm dating.
Dave has kind of taken the father role. He's helped him so much along the way, and he's helped me a lot, and my sons see that.
It made this whole story of managing Bryan just even better than I anticipated.
On August 16th, at the Mandalay Bay in Las Vegas, Nevada, there will be a contest for the BKB Middleweight Championship between Bryan Vera and Gabriel Rosado. Their matchup is one of design, chosen because their aggressive styles of fighting make them ideal for BKB. The architect is Mike Marchante, the matchmaker. He is the man responsible for who is fighting who on fight night.
Matchmaking is It's not an easy thing to do, and it's not for everyone. A lot of fighters have been ruined. Young fighters with a lot of promise, you put them in a couple of bad fights that they don't belong in, fights where they're overmatched, and you could do permanent damage to a kid's psyche. You can crush his confidence, and maybe then a real good, solid fighter that could have developed into a seasoned pro and possibly become a world champion. You ruin the kid before he's had 3 fights. I'm very excited to be here in Las Vegas, and I'm very excited that we're sanctioned in Las Vegas, but that doesn't take away the pressure of building a show in Las Vegas. This is the big time, the bright lights, and not only do the fighters have to perform, I have to perform. I've been preparing a lifetime for this.
A trainer was brought in to teach the fighters how to fight in BKB. Longtime friend and colleague of Mike Marchante, Artie Artwell.
I met Mike Marchante in 1990, I believe it was, October of 1990, at a boxing match. The fight was sold out, and Michael approached me and asked me, could I get any tickets for the fights? I said, well, the tickets are sold out, but I think I can get you some credentials and get you in, and that's how we struck up a friendship. I've been doing this kind of thing for 25 years, roughly. I trained Bryan Barbosa, who was a USBA middleweight champion in 1996 is when he won the title. And he was from the housing project in Chad Brown in Providence. Michael Marchante was his manager, and we had to deal with that personality. And Bert Cooper when he fought Michael Moore and Evander Holyfield for the heavyweight championship. So I've dealt with a wide range of clientele and personalities.
Yeah, but all he does is talk, man. He didn't even try to come near me.
Listen to me. Once you get in there, you talk with those. That's what you do. Best, right?
We're gonna do it.
It is the nature of the sport that fighters will fall off the bout sheet. During training camp, the fighters were given constant medical attention. Unfortunately, Eric Fowler developed kidney stones and was not cleared medically fit to prepare for the fight.
Eric Fowler showed up to the BKB training facility with some medical issues that we weren't privy to, and told me about a urinary tract infection that he had and a kidney stone. I don't need to hear any more than that. You can't train properly with that going on. Basically, we took him out of the fight.
And like so many rivalries, the Fowler-Garcia contest for a belt will go unresolved.
We will talk to Eric Fowler about the next BKB event and possibly the Javier Garcia fight.
Soon, Bryan Vera will travel to a sports performance facility in Houston to conclude training for Rosado. But before that happens, we find the fighter at his home in Austin, enjoying a day poolside.
Austin, Texas is a fun place, man. There's many things to do. I have a lot of friends, a lot of family, been here for a long time. We always get together, we always have big barbecues. Everybody's wild and crazy most of the time, but it makes for great fun. We all love each other, man. We all have each other's backs. But there's no fun if there's no girls around, so we try to keep them around. Probably liking the ladies a little too much. I like to have fun. I like to show the ladies a good time. But I've been in many broken relationships because of probably having too much fun. One day I'll find the right one that'll settle me down. It just hadn't happened yet, so I'm gonna continue to live my life the way I do. As far as staying away from the girls before the fight, you do it because you want to get mentally right. As far as taking away from your legs and things like that, not so much that. I think it just takes away from your mind, your focus. The girls soften you up, man, so you don't want that. You want to be a dog when you get in there, and that's why you go to training camp. So you can get away from them, you can become a dog.
The next leg of Vera's journey is to Plex in Sugar Land, Texas, an athletic training facility designed to push fighters in ways they never thought possible.
We have it all here, man. Everything happens here as far as the strength and conditioning, the getting in shape, the boxing. There's no lack of work here at all. It's kind of like rehab for me. Rehab and training camp, so all in one. I know that I can't be out cheating like back home. If I'm gonna work out, I might go have a beer or two, and the next day I have it my way. But over here, you have to put it all in.
The director of Plex, Danny Arnold, created a training regimen specifically designed for BKB.
I'm the director at Plex, where we see many sorts of athletes of all levels in all sports. We're challenging them every single time, that every single workout that they're going to give us 100%.
Yeah, he's a perfectionist. He makes sure that you're going to be doing all what you have to do and go over the top. Very agile with everything, man. He's open to be able to get you ready for all types of things.
Making the trip to California from Philadelphia is Rosado's trainer, Billy Briscoe.
Billy has taught me a lot to get to this point. A lot of things that a lot of fighters don't even do nowadays. He's only 40 years old, man, but he definitely has an old soul.
I had to learn my craft. Nowadays, a lot of guys go to ringside, I order a pair of pads, 4 tie over their shoulder, double jab, right hand, left hook, and call themselves a trainer, but it doesn't work that way. It's like anything else in life, you know. You want to be a carpenter, you don't go to the Home Depot, buy a tool bag, a hammer, some nails, a saw, and call yourself a carpenter. It takes a hell of a lot longer than that to do with a trainer, you know. The fundamental of boxing that was instilled early on, balance, body positioning, you know, hands up, chin down, elbows in, bite down in your mouthpiece, eyes on your opponent, fundamental to defense, you know. You know, a lot of guys just don't want to latch on to the old timers and take that knowledge and bring it into this era. It's a shame.
I think that in this sport, they follow tradition so much, and yet they don't question things. And I think you should question things. You should see, can we get better? And it's not that we want to be different. It's we want to do what's best for the boxer.
If you want to go back to old school, their way was running 10 miles, 15 miles, but at the end of the day, it's all about getting your legs strong. If you don't have strong legs, you get hit with a good shot and you're falling all over the place. Not only does it look bad and they're taking points from you, but you look stupid, so nobody wants that. You want to be strong.
Good solid base, good solid base. Now hook, boom, there you go. Let's go, hook, go.
Unlike your traditional, you know, training for boxers, we do very little jogging. We do a lot of speed work, a lot of agility work, tons of work in the sand. We do ballistic work. We do balance stuff, flexibility, range of motion.
3,000 punches in 3 rounds, which will be 1,000 punches a round. Nobody's ever been able to do it. I've worked with a lot of good fighters. I mean, a lot of good fighters. Count punches non-stop, you know, throwing punches non-stop, you know, in rapid succession for the whole 3 minutes. And then at the end of 3 rounds, you take that number and you write it down, and I use that as a benchmark to see the conditioning. And Gabi holds the record. He's got 2,856. Gabi really lets him go because, you know, I've been doing it with him for 10 years, so he's built up that muscle memory.
Remember, strategy's gonna be different, totally different. The one that comes in there with a boxing strategy is the one that's gonna leave a failure. So you gotta be thinking now. You can't think just knockouts. You can't just think getting against the ropes, I'll get out of there, because that's a good strategy in normal boxing. And you're going to a smaller. So we're gonna train smaller, so when you're in there, everything's easier. I guess traditional type of thinking, it's a smaller area, you're just gonna beat up on each other. And I think in reality, you ought to focus more on the athletic ability, because a good athlete is one that can move in a small, confined area. A bad athlete is the one that's gonna be able to get away because he has a lot of space. And so he's gotta be able to leverage, to be able to hug that ground a lot more, because now you don't have ropes to fall on.
We trained a few different things. I don't want to, you know, of course, I don't want to give away the family recipe or whatnot, but we made a few different adjustments, you know, because it's a shorter round at a faster pace. When you're going from 30 to 36 minutes of fighting to 14 minutes, because you got 7 2-minute rounds in the BKB. So what you got to do is you got to try to condense your workload into a smaller period without getting defensively reckless.
You gotta be able to do combinations and work inside of a small circle like this, because then when you're in that canvas, he's accustomed to a 20-foot circle.
So in reality, all this stepping around, shivering, all this tire's gonna work good.
It's gonna work good, because you're gonna be tight right here, you work here, here, here. You know, then you're far away from the circle. Because remember, you lose points. So you gotta be thinking now. You can't think just knockouts, you can't just think getting against the ropes, I'll get out of there, because that's a good strategy in normal boxing.
And all the bases, leaving no stone unturned, so.
Yeah.
You know, dotting all the I's and crossing the T's.
And, you know, the work ethic is always there.
Always, yeah.
You know, the grind, training, and the road work and all that, sparring. A lot of people underestimate the little things outside of the ring. I think me and you just are getting wiser with that. You know, me, I'm growing up, and I'm older. So I think that experience is what's gonna make a difference in this camp.
The Sun Tzu said in the book of Art of War, victory reserved for those who are willing to pay its price. But we're paying its price in full, so come fight night.
No matter how faithful some partnerships can be, the trainer-fighter relationship is uncertain and still susceptible to doubt. While training for BKB, Gabriel Rosado and Billy Briscoe parted ways, because as close as they are, the fight comes first.
I would have never came this far or the level I'm at now if it wasn't for Bill. Bill was the trainer that believed in me. I started boxing late. You know what I'm saying? 18 years old. And everybody was looking at me like, man, you old. Bill was the only one that reached out, was like, look, I got you. So I owe a lot to Bill. Working with Bill wasn't like we was fucking around. We was working. You know, we was sparring, we were training, we was going hard. It just wasn't clicking. You know, maybe sometimes he wanted more out of me or I wanted more out of him, and it was just like conflicting with the camp. And it could be because we got so close, we got too comfortable with one another. And that could have been something that is the cause of why we weren't seeing eye to eye. He told me, he said, you know, champ, I want the best for you. Follow your gut. He was like, you know, if you feel that maybe you need to hear someone else in your ear, you know what I'm saying? He was, I respect that. He was, I just want the best for you, man. I just want to see you win. You know, I still got love for Bill. He got love for me and his family to the end. But at the same time, when we step in the gym, it's business. Everything else don't mean nothing. It's war. Fuck everything else.
Back at Plex, preparing the fighter for war, is boxing trainer Creed Fountain.
Come on, I'm fighting. My name is Creed Fountain. I'm one of Bryan Vera's coaches here at Plex. Well, I've been around the game for about 40 years, a little over 40 years, so I got quite a bit of experience in him. Come on, son. Come on. Come on, son. Go back that way. Go back that way. Come on. Keep him, man. Make him drunk. Turn his head. Make him drunk. We've been trying to turn him into a boxer, you know, that make him box and move around and box on the outside and do different things. But Bryan is a warrior, man, you know. He's going right at you, you know. You ain't got to look for him. He's gonna be there. Yes. Stay with him, Bryan. Stay with him. Yes. Halfway there, man. Let's go. Halfway there now. Pick it up. Let's go. Pick it up. Get a little break. Let's step up. Come on. I got 200 holding. Go hard. Do not stop. Do not stop, Bear. Let's go. Go hard. Go hard. Go.
The reason we're doing this is partially because of the performance side. You do want to pick up the pace and think that way, but also mentally, I think he needs to understand that this is going to be a very, very fast pace, and I think that everything in your camp has to be very, very fast paced, and you have to be understanding that you're going into a different type of fight. Just all right. Don't go back to go forward. Just boom. Yes. That's it. Snap. There you go. Snap. Come on. I know Vera, how he trains, and I know that he's never given us less than 100%. And going into these next 7 weeks, we're gonna push him so hard.
Come on. You better block. There you go. That's it. Now hit. Hit afterwards. There you go. That's it. He's hitting. Come on, hit. He cannot hang with you. Yes. Oh, that boy made a mistake, didn't he? Put on my head. Huh? He made a mistake, didn't he? I think it's gonna be a short night for Rosado. You know, I could be wrong, but I'm looking for a short night for him.
Back in Los Angeles, Gabriel Rosado has found a new location to train. Now speaking in the fighter's ear, his trainer, Greg Hackett.
I called Greg. I reached out to him because, you know, we already have a friendship. You know, he respects my fight game. I respect his fight game. You know, we go back since the under-19 tournament, like 10 years.
Gabriel actually DM'd me about around 8:30 p.m. or something like that. I didn't get it till about 11 o'clock. So he like, I mean, but what you been doing? You still fighting? I'm like, I'm always gonna be fighting. I mean, he said, but you train people too. I'm like, yeah. Would you want to work and come out and work with me? I thought it was a joke simply because, you know, him and Billy, they've been together so long. He like, nah, I'm serious. He's like, I would need you to come out for 3 weeks and, you know, help me get ready for Bryan Vera. I was out here within, you know, the next day, and then, you know, that was it.
Greg's young and he's hungry. You know what I'm saying? And he knows his stuff. And I felt like that's what I needed. I needed somebody like that, you know what I'm saying, that was going to keep it 100 with me.
You know so much about boxing, it was coming out in the ring too early.
Yeah.
You were showing a lot of tricks, and that's definitely good at your weight class. But with you bringing me out, I just felt like you want to go back to the basics, you know what I mean? Back to the hunger, so I think it was a good move, you know what I mean?
Bringing Greg in, it's giving me like new life in camp right now, you know what I'm saying? It's like, it's giving me like that hunger, you know what I'm saying? You know, because he's in my ear, and you know, he's just keeping it 100 with me. When you got a different voice feeding you information, you know, it kind of wakes you up.
Bring the hook back, come on, champ. There you go, finish again, come on. Bring the straight right hand, come on. Bring the hook back, come on, champ. Yeah, there you go.
I feel real good going into this fight right now, you know. I got like a new zap in me, you feel me? It's like that second wind kicked in camp.
God dang, let's go. Roll out, we done.
It's working, man. It's working, and I feel good. And you got to feel good going into a fight. That's the most important thing. You know, it's giving me energy. It's making things fun right now, and that's important. You got to have fun. You know, a happy fighter is a good fighter.
And I don't disrespect no style of fighting, so
yeah.
I mean, it's still boxing rules, so I'm cool with that.
Yeah,
if he was
yeah.
getting kicked in the knee, I have a problem with it. You know what I mean? Somebody try to choke you, then it's something different. I had to jump in, but.
Mandalay Bay, BKB, August 16th, Las Vegas. I think it's gonna be fireworks. 4th of July in August.
When they tune in, because they're going to tune in, because how can you not tune into this fight? It's Bryan Vera and Gabriel Rosado. There's no way you can't be entertained by this fight.
When you see Vera in there, it is going to be the best Vera you've ever seen.
It's gonna end by a right hand or that strong left
don't even
hook.
talk shit,
That
but come
strong
on.
left hook. I don't even talk.
It's a sleeper.
I don't think he could rock a baby to sleep. He don't punch hard enough.
All you got is a great war.
When you're thinking about war, you're thinking about hurting somebody.
We should have never chose to get this fight.
I want the knockout. A knockout is big, and this is big knockout boxing.
There is a philosophy that says, if you don't know where you're going, any road will get you there. But for a group of fighters, their destination is certain. Tomorrow night, BKB arrives in the Strip with a main event between Bryan Vera and Gabriel Rosado, fighting for the BKB Middleweight Championship. On August 16th, all roads lead to Vegas.